back to the channel, guys. Today we are doing attempt number 2 at getting the front end on this thing. New lightweight front end and DME swing arm. We're going a little longer, a little stronger for our 23 race season. We put these forks on in the last video, and we're gonna have to take these back off and change the triple trees out to get these things to fit exactly how we want them. A little bit confusing. We went to switch all this stuff over. My whole wheel setup, axle, all of that is actually GSXR 1000. We ordered Hayabusa triple trees. Guess what? Hayabusa and GSXR 1000s, they're different. Looking at about 3/8 of an inch wider on the Hayabusa. So now this means that our front axle, see that gap there? That's no good. So we got GSXR 1000 triple trees. We're going to swap those out, put the wheel back on, get the wheel all lined up. We got to get a new brake line on there, get all our handlebar switches mounted, everything, and then we can spin it around and we can put the swing arm on it. Then we'll be ready to get ready to go testing. That's right, we got to do some testing with this thing. These changes, longer, lighter, 2 big factors in drag racing. Gonna take a lot of changing to make this thing go right. Yes, this motorcycle's always been a problem. Big Kountry finally got to do right, and now I'm changing it. I'm just crazy. Look what else we got in the shop over here. That Chris Moore Hayabusa. If you missed the last video of me and him, we went to Shady Side. We were playing with it. We've been in Greer playing with it. This thing is getting faster, faster, faster. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on my page and on his page. Go check out more Mafia. And there's the R1. The R1 is flying since he stretched it. But I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret. Chris Moore is about to go even faster with the R1. I'm not sure for 100%, but I think the R1 might go into incognito mode for a little while, because we might do a little bit of grudge racing with it. Yeah, that's right. We're going to quit telling y'all how fast it is going, so everybody doesn't know when we go to the racetrack. We're going to go a little faster and try to get some races. But let's get to work on this thing so we can get this finished up. And just like that, finally, the front end is on. The spacers are right. Everything's just the way it's supposed to be. Now we got to tackle the handlebars. Get all this stuff mounted on the handlebars that were on there. I can only imagine what we're about to run into. Country hates this. ton of work. But look at her now. I mean, you probably can't really tell much difference if you haven't never sat on the bike or felt the bike or built the bike like I did. But man, it's a huge difference. We got so much more space in there. HTP Performance, awesome product with these front triple trees. And I think what we just did is really gonna help us out. We still gotta get that lightweight axle. That's actually a weighted axle that we use for Pro Street. But maybe we wait till after the first test session, due to we don't want to upset the chassis too much. I told you that we had it where it did finally work, and then we changed it. So we don't want to go crazy with making adjustments. Like when I put the longer swing arm on there, I'm going to make it almost the same length that it is right now. And that's to make sure what we want to do is come off the trailer and be able to go and perform just like we did when we put it on the trailer, and then be able to go faster. We were pretty much maxed out with that chassis setup, but when you go to taking 10, 15, 20 pounds off the front end and then go making it longer, I mean, you could jump into a thing where you got a whole nother motorcycle. So we don't want to do that. We want to make small steps, but some things are just such big steps that you can't help but take them. 10, 15 pounds, which is what we took off already off the front end, it's a big deal. So we're gonna leave that 3 or 4 extra pounds in there in the axle until the first test session. Like I said, next we gotta get the swing arm on there, and we're gonna leave it close to the same length. They're probably gonna go about 1 inch longer than it is right now. And then to the racetrack from there. All right, we got her spun around. So not only are we going longer, we're doing away, we don't need rear brakes anymore. So no more brake caliper, rotor, or master cylinder. And we also are going away, this motorcycle we had built a special club foot swing arm, meaning that it has this extra brace here. This was mainly for quarter-mile racing. It keeps the chassis from flexing so much. So now that we're mainly going to be doing 1/8 mile grudge racing, we're going to remove extra weight. We don't want that. So let's go ahead and get this thing off here, see how much weight we're going to lose. We'll go over here and see if we can weigh this swing arm and see. I'm just curious how much lighter this swing arm is. Even though it will go about 6 inches longer, is it lighter than that club foot? Let's find out. All right, so the first thing I'm realizing, this is probably gonna be very inaccurate because I can't balance this. But this has the axle in it, the adjustment blocks, the mounts for the chain tensioner, and it's coming in, we're gonna say about 24 pounds, okay? 24 pounds, so let's see, we'll try to get an accurate reading on the other one with the axle and everything in it, see what it is. Here we are, axle in, adjusters in, got everything off of it that we need. £25 pounds, 13 ounces, 14 ounces. So what was the other one? 24. So we lost about a pound and a half, 2 pounds, even though we're longer. This swing arm is longer, but doesn't have the club foot on it. So save a little bit of weight. The actual bolts and everything that hold that club foot on, definitely a lot heavier. They probably weigh half a pound just the extra bolt. Holy cow, look at her. She just keeps on going. Long, 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 long and strong. This ain't it our exact length that we're gonna be at. That's just kind of set up there to mock up. We are missing one bearing sleeve on the bottom that is for some reason different. So we can't really go any further until we get that part. But for the most part, it is finished. We still got to do the chain and a few other small things. But yeah, that's it. I mean, you see now we don't have any foot pegs either because we're going to the foot pegs like Melania has. So a big thing here at More Mafia, me, Chris, BJ, we all believe in you need to be comfortable. And if you notice, this is kind of a More Mafia secret coming out of the bag. On Melania, Chris never changes positions. He is in the same position at the starting line that he is when he goes through the quarter mile. This is big because he never has any movement that upsets the chassis. So if you leave with your feet up here and then move them to back here, or you leave them up here, or if you leave them anywhere and you move and shift your position during the run, guess what? The motorcycle has to make up for that movement and adjustment. So what we want to do, we now have the foot pegs located back here to where when I leave, all I do, pick my toes up just a smidge and I go down through there. This is something that I don't know why grudge racers and stuff haven't picked up on this. This has been a wheelie bar bike thing for a long time. Look at Spider-Man, Top Fuel bikes, all of them. They leave, they ride in the same position the whole track. I don't know, something that we got, it works. So if you are in Pro Street, building a Pro Street, any of that, I got a lot of good Pro Street parts that are no longer useful to me, and they are all best of the best. Everything you could use. Pro Street forks, Pro Street rear brakes, Pro Street sets, foot peg sets, Pro Street swing arm. This is the correct length for anybody over 190 pounds. Yeah, but now let's see how much weight we save. Let's weigh all these parts that we took off and see how much weight we took off. We're just going to do the rear end stuff because we already did all that other stuff. We already saved 2 pounds on the swing arm. But let's throw some of these other parts on there and see. So I told you the, I guess it would be swing arm nut. 9 ounces. I told you about half a pound. A little over half a pound that we took off just in. This is the axle or swing arm axle nut for the clubfoot arm. Okay. Rear brake rotor, 1 pound, 11 ounces. So we're at 2.5 pounds right there. Foot peg side number 1, 1 pound, 3.5 pounds off. The side with the brake master cylinder, 2.3 ounces. 2 pounds, 3 ounces. So that takes us up to, what do we say, 3.5 plus 2. It's going to be 5.5 pounds off. Our brake caliper, we'll call that 2 pounds because we were light on some of the other ones for simple math. So 7 pounds off the rear end, plus the 2 pounds here and the swing arm. 9 pounds we took off of the rear end of the motorcycle. All right, these are big numbers. A lot of people ask, what's the difference? Oh, Pro Street, it looks like a grudge bike. Pro Streets are heavy. You're gonna see by the time we get done, we're gonna have taken 30 to 40 pounds off of this motorcycle to go from Pro Street to grudge. And this is just simply taking the parts off that are purposely put on Pro Street to make it heavy. A few things that were already done to it is we had already removed one of the brake discs on the front. That's about, between the rotor and the caliper, about 4 to 5 pounds also. So I mean, the weight is crazy. These things are super heavy. Not to mention they have ballast on them from the not from the factory, ballast on them when we build them for Pro Street. Look how big the fuel tank is. Huge fuel tank. But we're gonna see now she's gonna be grudged out, and this helps so much with traction, getting off the line, getting down the track. No matter what, at the end of the day, lighter weight is easier to move and move quickly. If it's heavy, it's hard to get it down through there. You can put all the power you want, but you're still trying to move a big chunk of lead no matter what, and that a lot of times will cause tire spin. But until next time, guys, y'all be sure to go subscribe to the channel. You're gonna want to see us get this thing in action. In the next video, we're gonna go ahead and finish it up, button it up, crank it up, let it run some more. It hasn't run in a little while since we did all the flame throwing with it. But hey, be sure to go check out bigkountry.shop. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link to it right here. And I want you to go check it out. Support the channel. This is a big deal. Big Kountry merch is finally here. Go get you something. When we do good, we're going to be getting more Big Kountry merch. So the more you support, the more stuff we'll get. We're going to do giveaways. We're going to have all kinds of fun. We're going to do fun things. I'm going to send out gifts with stuff. Y'all be sure to subscribe, click the bell, and until next time, y'all keep it country.